Interrogative particles.
أدوات الاستفهام.
This video is part of a short series of videos explaining key language and grammar concepts for modern Standard Arabic. The source of the materials covered in this video is the excellent book by Azza Hassanin, published by the American University in Cairo Press, entitled Modern Standard Arabic, A Concise Guide. And I strongly encourage you as an Arabic learner to get the book and make good use of it. In my opinion, it's one of the best, most useful quick references available for modern Standard Arabic grammar. And I'm using it in this video series like a class textbook, and I appreciate the great work done in it by Azza, who is a colleague of mine at the American University in Cairo. So what exactly is an interrogative particle? Well, it's a word that's used to ask questions. And so in English, the different types of interrogative particles we would use are who, what, when, where, why, how, and then how many, which, and what. As well as in Arabic, there's an interrogative particle that just signals that you're asking a question. So let's take a quick look and walk through all these.
هل.
This word hal is used for asking a yes-no question. So for example,
هل أنت من مصر؟
this is an example of a nominal sentence that's been made into a question. And the word hal at the beginning signifies that the sentence that comes after it is being posed as a question. In modern Standard Arabic, we also put a question mark at the end that you can see there.
هل تذهب إلى البيت؟
And this is an example of it being used in a verbal sentence, a sentence in Arabic where the verb comes first. So as you can see, the word hal is put at the beginning of the sentence to signify that this is a question. It's a standalone word, or we could call it like a spoken question mark. Now there's a second word that's similar to it, and it's actually not a full word, it's a prefix. It goes on the beginning of a word, and it is So it's used for asking yes-no questions, similar to hal, but it can also be used before a negative sentence. Let's take a look at how that works.
أتذهب إلى البيت؟
Here we have a verbal sentence, and you can see that it's simply added at the beginning before the verb تذهب. So it becomes أتذهب. And here is an example of it being used with a negative sentence.
ألا تذهب إلى البيت؟
You'll notice that in this case then, the a comes before the la. So this is also comes at the beginning of the sentence, but it's a prefix, not a standalone word. Now take a look at the following three sentences.
هل تذهب إلى البيت؟ أتذهب إلى البيت؟ تذهب إلى البيت؟
All of these had the same meaning. Are you going home? You being in the masculine singular version. Notice that we can use hal or a, or simply use intonation to make it clear that this is a question. These are three ways that we can use these signals for yes-no questions in modern Standard Arabic. Let's move on now to some of the other words.
من.
This is the word for who, and as an example,
من ذهب إلى البيت؟
and you'll notice here that the word men, the interrogative particle, uses the masculine singular following it as its conjugation for the verb. All right, let's move on to
ما.
what. And another form of this word is
ماذا؟
both of them are used as what, but in different cases. First of all, you can see here,
ما هذا؟
saying what is this? This is when the word for what is followed by a noun. So when we have a noun following it, we would use the word ما.
ماذا تريد؟
When it's followed by a verb, we use the word ماذا. And
ماذا في يدك؟
when it's followed by a preposition, we also use the word ماذا. So the preposition here is in your hand, في يدك. These are the different uses of the word ما or ماذا to ask what. Let's move on to when.
متى متى ذهبت إلى البيت؟
Now, the word for when is again very simple, and it's used in a similar way to English, and it's followed simply by the action that happened after that. In this case, when you went to the house.
أين
The word for where can be used in different ways, in different contexts. So here we have,
أين الكتاب؟
where is the book? And that's where it's used before a noun. It can also be used before a verb.
أين تعمل؟
And notice that it doesn't change form at all. It's the same whether it's before a noun or a verb.
لماذا؟ لماذا تحبه؟
Why do you love him? Okay, and again, this is a simple interrogative particle that doesn't really take different forms. It always comes through as لماذا.
كم؟
How many?
كم طالبا في المدرسة؟
Now notice here that following the word kem, how many, we have a noun, and the form of that noun is always indefinite, singular, and in the accusative case.
كيف؟
The word for how. It can come either before a noun,
كيف الحال؟
or it can come before a verb.
كيف أذهب إلى البنك؟
And it takes the same form in both contexts.
أي
This is the word that can mean which or what. Let's take a look at a sentence.
أي اللغات تدرس؟
Which or what sentences do you study? In English, we could say which sentences do you study, or we could say what sentences do you study. That's why I've put which or what up there. Now notice about the word اللغات. What do you notice about it? Well, we can see a few things. It's a noun. It's definite. It has the alif lam at the beginning. It's plural, not singular. And it's in the genitive case. Or this is what we call the idafa structure. And that means that it takes the kasra at the end. So, definite, plural, genitive when we use the particle ay. So let's do a quick review of those words.
هل
In English, we have the question mark, which we don't speak, but in Arabic, we speak it or write it with an interrogative particle.
من
The word for who,
ما ماذا
the words for what, depending on context,
متى
when,
أين
where,
لماذا
why,
كم
how many,
كيف
how,
أي
and which or what. And those are the interrogative particles in modern standard Arabic.